Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here in the Panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach. And we're going to chat today about the NVC, the NOA1, the NOA2, to the NVC, to the embassy, the time frames. Lots of folks are concerned about why is it taking so long for USCIS to mail their approved K-1 visa package to the NVC. And then what happens when it gets to the NVC? Do I have to upload any documents when it gets to the NVC? And then what happens at the embassy? And how long does it take to schedule a visa interview? These are the biggest concern about the K-1 visa package, I think, in my opinion, is how long does it take to do this, and this? And Jacob Myers is in the house. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Diego, from the recently rainy state of Colorado. So it was raining in Colorado. Well, it's better than snow. I'd rather have rain than snow. Now, I like snow. Okay, I love snow. I'll Google snow and look at it on the internet, but I don't want to be in it. I remember I was in Staten Island in 1982, and they had the blizzard of 82, and I got stuck at my aunt's house in Staten Island. I got snowed in. I was totally snowed in, and I was like, dang. I had to climb out of the second story window down to the bottom floor through to the living room. It was like, oh. Then I had to shovel the snow to get into the house. And I told my aunt, I said, I love you, Aunt, but and she used to work in the World Trade Center, but I'm heading to Florida. So in 1982, she took me to John F. Kennedy Airport in Queens, and I got on a plane and I flew to Jacksonville. And then I got on a Greyhound bus and went to Fort Walton Beach. And that's where I stayed. And that's where I set up my house, my home, my apartment, and got a job, and then joined the Navy. GS, good morning, Diego, from a hot UK. Okay, good. I'm going to the pub. What's your tipple on me? Okay, you're going to the pub. Now, I would like a plowman's lunch, okay, and a bit of shandy. Half a pint of a bit of shandy and a plowman's lunch. That is what I remember having as a kid. When I lived in England as a kid with my mom and dad, my dad used to take me to his pub where kids could go in. A pub is a family event, not just for grown-ups. And he would buy me my plowman's lunch and my bitter shandy. So there you go, GS. Eat a plowman's on me. Jacob, been raining almost every day. We are used to Colorado brown, but this year it's been wet. Understood. Hang in there. Bud Garcia, good morning, Diego from Washington. Congratulations on your NOA2. Hope I get mine soon. Bud, you're going to get your NOA2 letter. Now, it's taken between 5 to 10 days for the NOA2 letters to get to people's houses, apartments, etc. So I was notified on May 30th that our visa was approved, our K-1 visa. This is my second K-1 visa approval in 8 years. So it's going to take about a week, 8 days for that letter to get in my hand. And that will be probably 7th of June, somewhere in there. And so good morning, Bud, in Washington State, right? GS, got it on the way. I guess the pubs is the same as the bar in the USA. Well, no, a pub is different from a bar, okay? In bars, children are not allowed in. They're not really family-oriented. They're more it's for grown-ups. A pub, a public house. Remember, a pub means public house. It's for families. I remember with my dad, I went to a public house. I don't know, I was about 10 years old. And we went to a public house in the countryside. I'm trying to remember. I lived in the county of Hampshire, and we went to, I think it was Alvastoke or somewhere like that. Bud Garcia, yes. Now, K-1 visas. If you haven't applied for your K-1 visa yet, if you have not yet sent off your package to the Dallas Lockbox, you need to go through and watch the videos I've made on how to put together a K-1 visa package. Very important. You watch the videos, okay, and I'll save you $8,000 in, or $5,000 or $4,000 in the immigration fees. Watch the video on how to put together a K-1 visa package. Now, when you fill out the I-129F, sometimes there are parts on that form you cannot fill out on a computer. What do? You get a black ink pen and you fill in the missing spots with a black ink pen. You can do that. It is permissible, okay? So here's some knowledge for you guys. If you haven't filed your K-1 visa yet, watch the videos on how to put together a K-1 visa. And when you go to the I-129F, practice filling it out. Fill it out, 2 or 3 times, print it, look at it, and then correct your mistakes and go back and fill it out again, print it until you have it exactly perfect with no errors, okay? And it's permissible to use a black ink pen, okay, on your I-129F. Yeah, GS. I remember the Clownman's Lunch, the Bitter Shandy, and there was something else. The bread. I like the bread and the cheese and the chutney. I think it was called chutney. Edward Tubman Jr. Hi, Diego, from Liberia. Hey, Edward, in Liberia. Beautiful Liberia. That's on the west coast of Africa, if I remember. GS, I'm British, and you know more than me about England. No, I know a lot about lots of different countries because, number one, I've lived there, and number two, it was something I was very interested in learning about, okay? I love learning about different countries, especially the food. GS, pickle. Yeah, pickled onion. I love the pickled onion with the fish and chips, the cod and chips. I didn't like the pickled eggs, though. Pickled eggs, I didn't care for. And Marmite, I absolutely cannot stand Marmite. Whoever invented Marmite, I don't know. But they probably made millions of dollars, which is good. I'm glad they made a profit. But, it doesn't taste good at all. Jacob Myers, me and my beneficiary have decided working 7 days a week to pass the time while we wait for our welcome letter. That's a good idea. The secret to getting through the wait time for the K-1 visa process is to stay busy, okay? When you have a weekend, you work during the week, then you have your weekend off. Find something to do on the weekend that keeps you busy, okay? Don't always be checking your phone for the case status. I probably check my case status twice a month. And Karina's, it was the 30th. I checked like on the middle of the month, at the end of the month, starting back in April of 2022, April, May, June, July, August of 2022. I didn't check it at all. I didn't even look. I started checking the case status starting at the 12-month mark. So I got to the 12-month mark, which was April 2023. And then I would start checking the case status twice a month. Middle of the month on the 15th, end of the month on the 30th. On May 30th, I know the 31st was the end of the month, but my routine was check it on the 30th. On the 30th of May, 2023, I did a quick check at 10 o'clock at night, and lo and behold, it said approved. I'm like, hold on a second. So I backed out of it, and then I re-entered the online case status, and I checked it again, and it was approved. I said, okay, great. And then I took a screenshot of it in my phone and sent it to Karina in Colombia, and I translated it into Spanish, and she was elated. She called me right away. Oh, Diego, it's approved. I said, yeah, it's approved. Trust me. She has total confidence in me. And you guys, I'm going to help you guys get through this too. So now my K-1 visa has been approved. What do I do now? Well, right now I'm going to wait 3 months for the NVC to get it. USCIS took it from this shelf. They're going to put it to this shelf. And in 3 months from now, so the first week of September, I will get the welcome letter. But I got to wait. Am I going to keep checking the case status, in transit, blah, blah? No. I'll check the case status on September 1st if I haven't heard from the NVC. GS, Marmite or jellied eels. Ugh. Marmite, jellied eels, and pickled eggs are definitely not on my list of likes to eat when I was in England. When I take Karina on vacation, the first country we're going to visit when she gets her U.S. citizenship and she has a U.S. passport, the first country we've already planned to visit is England. So we're going to fly from the United States to New York, New York to London, Heathrow, and then I'll get off the plane. We'll get off the plane, and then we'll jump on a train and go to the south of England. We'll go to the south of England for a week, and then when we'll go south all the way over to Tor Point and Cornwall and the Tin Mines and Devon and Plymouth. We're going to check out that because that's a part of American history in Plymouth. Plymouth Rock is where the Mayflower, was it not the Mayflower? That's where American history started. That's where the ships left to go to America. Okay, let's see. Jacob, does welcome letter come via email or mail? The welcome letter from the NVC is an email. Okay, wait for an email. Because in the email, that's where they're going to give you directions on how to set up the SEAC account. What's a SEAC account? That's the Consular Electronic Application Center, where you go in and you create a password, and that is where you check your status for the ready status, for the in-transit status, et cetera, et cetera. When you get ready status, then you can fill out the DS-160, pay the visa fee, the MUR fee, and you can schedule your visa interview. Now remember, each embassy has a different time frame for scheduling visa interviews, okay? Now I'm going to make some videos here for our friends in Lebanon, in Australia. We got friends watching us from Australia. They want to know how long does it take to schedule a visa interview. Burma, Sierra Leone, Belgium, Taiwan, our friends in Taiwan, Senegal. I didn't forget about you, our friends in Senegal, okay? And I'm going to it takes time to make a video, guys. It takes about 5-6 hours. Remember, I've got to get the information together. I've got to create the video, and then I got to edit it and upload the information. So it takes about 5 hours to make a good video. So I got about 10 countries to go, and I'm going to do 1 or 2 videos a day. Plus, I'm doing the live stream for you guys where you can ask me questions. Right now, you can ask me anything you want about K-1 visa processing. And I know the answer, guys. I know the answer. And if I don't, I'll find the answer for you. GS, fly direct from Miami to Heathrow. Okay, but I got to get to Miami first. I live in Pensacola. Well, I live close to Pensacola East, so I'd have to fly from Pensacola to Miami. That's a good information. And yeah, I'll fly to Heathrow. No, that's okay, GS. I don't think there's any direct flights from Pensacola. Probably Pensacola to New York is probably the route. Pensacola, Atlanta, New York, Heathrow is probably the route. No problem, GS. Bud Garcia, is any updates on Thailand for approval? Yeah, there's people. There's a gentleman and his fiance just got approved in Thailand. She just had her face-to-face visa interview at the embassy in Bangkok, and the total processing time from NOA1 to the face-to-face visa interview, where the visa was put in her passport, her Thai passport, was 22 months. But remember, this has gone back. They started this process at the tail end or right towards the end of COVID. So that for globally, this process is getting faster and faster. A year ago, it would take 6 to 8 months to get an interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. 8 months, 9 months. Now it takes 8 weeks, 2 months. The hard part about Colombia is getting a medical exam because the doctor's so busy. So yeah, the process is definitely speeding up. Okay, I started this channel for you guys, and everything I've said over the past 10 months, 12 months in these videos has come true. All right. I've been through this process before, and I know it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. So you get if you haven't filed your K-1 visa yet, look through you don't have to subscribe to the channel, but if you do, it's easier to find the videos. Find the videos on how to put together a K-1 visa package. I made one that was 30 minutes long, and I made one that was 15 minutes long. And there's videos in the channel on how to write a second letter of intent to get married. What is a letter of intent to get married? How to identify photos. And I made a video on how to write the check to pay for the visa fees. But the price will change because the price is going to go up. Okay, so I may have to delete that video because the price is going to change and the video will be obsolete. And I'll make a new video with the new prices. Faris Hassan. Hey, Diego, my NOA1 is September 28th, 2022. I'm planning on visiting my fiance back home in Kurdistan, region of Iraq. Fantastic. Give everybody my best wishes and her family in Kurdistan. I'm staying there for 2 weeks. Will this have any effect on the processing time for my case? No, it's got nothing, zero. Faris, it's good that you're getting to go back to Kurdistan, region of Iraq, to visit your fiance and family and everything. Get lots of pictures together. Get lots and lots and lots of pictures together, and then identify who's in the picture, where the picture was taken, and what day, what time. Okay? Build your evidence up. Keep building your evidence for your adjustment of status. Remember, when you adjust your status to green card, you still want to have a bunch of evidence to include that your relationship was continuing after NOA2. Okay? I'll get my NOA2 probably, what's today, the 4th, probably the 7th or 8th of June. I'll get the letter in the mailbox. And then I think I'm going to go back to Colombia probably the end of September, because it's going to take 3 months from NOA2 to NVC welcome letter. When I get the welcome letter, then it's going to take another 3 weeks to a month for the NVC to mail my package to the embassy in Bogota. So I'm going to probably go back to Colombia. I talked to Karina last night about this. We plan everything together. Okay, slowly. Paso, 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 paso. So I'll probably go back to Colombia end of September. And then that means I only have to make one trip. I can go to Colombia, set up the visa interview, set up the medical exam, take Karina to her medical exam, go with her to the visa interview, and then celebrate Christmas probably one more time in Colombia. Then I'm going to bring her. Then I'm going to fly from Bogota, El Dorado, to Miami with our cat. We got a cat, Tokyo. Faris, thank you. No problem, Faris. Faris, yeah, you go to Iraq and have a great time. Give my best wishes to everybody in your family, and have a good time. It won't affect your visa. You're good. Edward Tubman Jr., how long does it take to get interview after the NVC approved your paperwork in Liberia? Liberia, let's see if I got any data on Liberia, okay? Let's see what I got. I might have some information on Liberia. Now, this is just an estimate, okay? Because the workload at embassies changes week to week, month to month. Sometimes, people go on vacation. It slows down a little bit at Christmas time. But let me see. Liberia, okay, it's 56 to 76 days. So it takes about 56 to 76 days to get a visa interview scheduled at the U.S. Embassy in Liberia. How about that? Ask Diego, and I will give you the answer. Let me see. So there you go, Edward. About, say, 2 months. About 2 months. So Liberia isn't such a busy embassy. So you'll get your visa scheduled, the interview, and everything will be going just smoothly for you. And I hope what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the visa interview with Karina at the embassy in Bogota. And then a person asked me, can I go to the visa interview in Manila, Philippines? I didn't know. I thought you could. I told him I think you can. But you cannot go to the embassy interview in Manila with your beneficiary. But that doesn't mean you can't go to the embassy. I'm an American citizen. If I want to go into my embassy, I'm going to go into my embassy, and go into the embassy in Manila with your beneficiary in Philippines and wait. There's a little area where you can sit down and wait. Just don't bring your cell phone. You can't bring your, these smart watches and computer laptops and things like that. They won't let you bring them into the embassy. Although you can bring the cell phone into the embassy in Bogota, but you cannot use it. If I take my cell phone out at the embassy in Bogota, an embassy official is going to scream at me across the courtyard, "Put your phone away! Don't turn on your phone!" And I'll get yelled at. So if I want to get yelled at, I'll just go like this. Like this. Here's my phone. Boom! I'll get yelled at. What about Guatemala? Diana Figueroa. Guatemala in Central America. Let's see what the time is, the wait time is to schedule a visa interview at the embassy in Guatemala. Let's see. This makes it easy. It's in alphabetical order. Guatemala. So I've got Germany, Ghana, Greece, Grenada. I don't have any data for Guatemala, but I do for Honduras. Honduras is 191 days. That's a long time. Well, I don't have any information for Guatemala. So I can't answer the question, but I would say 3 months would be a guess. Thailand, okay, bud. The processing time for Thailand for scheduling an interview. I know I have information on Thailand, guys. And my dad lives in Thailand. He lives in Chiang Mai. So he owns a restaurant in Chiang Mai with his his wife does. I don't know if he's allowed to own property, but he funded it. That's T, Thailand. Okay, Thailand is 57 to 67 days. It's getting quicker. Thailand, 57, 67 days, somewhere in there. So it's not too bad. Rodriguez, 2202. Hey, Diego, I have 47 days waiting for the welcome letter and case number. How much more do you think I should wait? You're in the Dominican Republic, Embassies, Dominican Republic. 90 days, Rodriguez. 90 days minimum. After 90 days, when the 90-day mark passes, expect your welcome letter any day. Okay, so wait for 3 months, 90 days. Once you reach 100 days, then you should start calling. Hey, what's up? What's the status? Let's see. Farias Hassan, after you pass the visa interview at the embassy, how long will it take till you can book your flight tickets and come to the USA? Here's what you need to do, Faris. It takes about a week to get the visa stamped into the passport. When you upload a photograph, the passport photo with the DS-160, when you fill out the DS-160, you're going to upload a passport photo in that process. That passport photo is going to be the one that's used for your K-1 visa. The DS-160, the name that you put in there, everything, the passport number, everything on the DS-160, that information is digitized and transposed into the K-1 visa. It's going to be digitized. You won't be able to see that part of it. Okay? So it takes about a week to get the visa in the passport. When you get that passport in your hand and there's your visa, that's when you buy the plane ticket. That's when you get it. Okay? Buy the plane ticket only until you have the visa in your hand. Don't do it before that. What if you get an RFE at the visa interview and you already bought your plane ticket? You could get an RFE that puts you into a holding pattern for 2 weeks, okay? And then you miss your flight, and then you lost all the money. Don't buy the plane ticket until you have the visa in your passport and the passport is in your hand. Faris Hassan, can you check Iraq? Sure. The processing time for Iraq, the embassy in Iraq. And that's going to be in Baghdad, okay? Our friends in Baghdad. Let's see what we have here. So that's going to be under I. There's Jordan. Let me see. For Iraq. Right here, guys. It's 119 days to 130 days. So it's about 3 months. So it takes about 3 months, okay, to schedule a visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, okay? So it's just a process, guys. You got to just learn patience through this whole thing. Because when you get your fiancé in the United States and you get married, you got to be you got to be focusing on adjusting the status. But your fiancé is with you. So it's not so difficult, okay? Once you adjust the status, you got your fiancé, you get married, you're together, every day is much better. And you would have forgotten all about this stressful time that you're going through, waiting and waiting and waiting. It's going to be history. It's going to be a memory in the back of your brain. You're going to be now focusing on adjusting status, going on your honeymoon, waiting for the green card, waiting for the social security number. Rodriguez, thanks, Diego. No problem. Jacob, any answer for my question about the medical exam in the Philippines? The medical exam in the Philippines, okay, you have to schedule the medical exam, well, your beneficiary does, at St. Luke's Hospital, okay? St. Luke's has specific doctors that will do the medical exam in Manila for your beneficiary, okay? And once the medical exam is completed, it's non-intrusive, okay? It's non-intrusive. It's just questions and answers, ear, eyes, nose, and throat check, all right? Yeah, the extension, the St. Luke's extension, exactly right. But you have to, once you get your medical exam done, it's good for 6 months. The medical exam time clock starts, okay, that's when your visa timeout starts too. So if you get your medical exam at St. Luke's extension, a rambling man got it exactly right, the time clock will start for your visa, your K1. So if you get your K1 visa a month later, 2 weeks later, I think you have to have your medical exam 2 weeks before your scheduled embassy interview in Manila. That's when the clock starts, okay? Ren S. So it's about 6 months. The medical exam is good for 6 months, okay? And here's another thing I recommend you guys do when you get to the United States and adjust the status in the 90 days before your I-94 time's out. I strongly recommend that you get a second medical exam done by a civil surgeon in your hometown that's approved by the U.S. Embassy. When Karina gets to the United States, we'll get married in Navarre on the beach, and then I'm going to get a second medical exam done by the doctor in Pensacola, Dr. Lucy. He's the guy that does the medical exams for immigration. I'm going to get it done, even though it's not required. I'm going to include the medical exam in the adjustment of status paperwork, okay? Why am I going to do that? Well, we got lots and lots of new immigration officers that may not realize that the medical exam Karina gets in Bogota is good for 6 months. He may not realize that. So if I adjust the status without a second medical exam, he's going to be looking for the medical exam. There's a good chance. It's a 50-50 crapshoot that he's looking for the medical exam. This immigration officer doesn't look for it. This one does. I'm going to include it. Well, even though it's not required, I am going to include it plus the updated vaccination paperwork. So that way I don't get the RFE. And if I get, I will not, I have never once failed in a K1, K2, CR1, IR1 visa process. I've been 100% successful because I follow these guidelines. I go above and beyond that is required for the K1 visa process. I go above and beyond what is required for the adjustment of status process. I go above and beyond, okay? You can't be lazy and take shortcuts. If you do, you get RFEs, You want to speed this process up, right? Randy S. Hi, Diego. Thanks for making the videos. Just wanted to know the visa time interview schedule for Accra, Ghana. I think I just made a video about Ghana, beautiful Ghana, but I can look it up. Let's see here. That's going to be under the G's. Ghana is 97 to about 120 days, right in there. 97 to 120 days for Ghana. Let me see what other questions. Jacob, what I asked above was the Philippines medical exam said to have to be 1 to 2 weeks before the interview. That's correct. You're right. So they have to set it for when people get the interview, or do they have to make sure that okay, Jacob, set the medical exam at the St. Luke's extension in Manila 2 weeks before you scheduled the visa interview. Okay, so you schedule the visa interview and then count back 14 days, 13 days, 12 days, right in there, and schedule the medical exam. You got it? Ren S. Also wanted to know, I had sent my I-29 petition, your I-129F petition, with a lot of pics of my first trip to meeting my fiance face-to-face. I have many pics with his family and daughter, yet I didn't use this timestamp, so Okay, well, if you didn't use the timestamp, I didn't use the time. There's no timestamp on mine. I got a Canon M50. I can't remember what kind of camera I have, but I didn't use the timestamp either. So I just typed it out on a computer. The day I looked at the properties, I went into the properties of the photograph in my computer, downloaded the pictures to the computer. I clicked on the properties of the photograph, and it says the day and the time when the picture was taken. So I looked at the properties, and okay, this picture was taken in Villa de Leyva on July 5th, 2022, and I'm with Karina. So I know who's in the picture. It's Karina and I. But I got the date and the time of the location, and I typed it up in the computer and printed it, and then I put it on this kind of paper. I typed it right here, and I cut it and typed it, and I stuck it. I taped it to the bottom of the picture. I improvised, I adapted, I overcame, and I got an approval, NOA2, boom, on the way. Let's see. Iran S wanted to know if that will cause my petition to cancel or RFE. No, you're fine. They might, what I would do is get all those pictures that you sent to immigration and do what I just said. And then if you get an RFE, you're ready to go. If you can't remember where you took the pictures, if you downloaded them to your computer, go into properties, right click properties. This is on that picture, and it will tell you when the picture was taken and the time. You'll be all right. Pete B, good morning, Diego. Hey, Pete B. Ren S, I recently traveled there again. Very good. For my second visit, good. For new pics. And used the timestamp. There you go. So you're good. So if you do get an RFE, you're ready to go with the second set of pictures, plus the first set. You're okay. You'll be fine. You're good. Ren S, relax. If you didn't submit any pictures, that's the problem. If you submitted 0 photographs in your K1 visa package, you get an RFE. Seriously. Ren S, I made a love story document timeline and added all those pics and captioned with dates, location, names. There you go. Very good. Hannah. My fiance, who is naturalized American, has submitted his naturalization certificate. Okay, that proves citizenship along with the K1 visa. But his lawyer said USCIS might ask for his birth certificate in Iraq later and send an RFE. No. The attorney is incorrect. All he has to do is prove citizenship. He's a U.S. citizen. Here's his naturalization papers. I included my my passport and put a copy of your passport in there, the biographic page, U.S. passport, naturalization papers, and then in the form I-129F, it will ask you for the naturalization number. I believe it's on page 3 or somewhere like that. Top left-hand corner, you put in the naturalization number from the certificate. Good to go. No RFE is coming your way for an Iraqi birth certificate. The Iraqi birth certificate is irrelevant, no longer necessary because he is an American citizen. He's an American citizen. The birth certificate is irrelevant. Okay? So your attorney's just, how much did he charge you for that information? Okay. Let's see. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. Okay, this isn't legal advice. This is from experience and knowledge that I know. I know this stuff from experience. Okay? And it's free. You're getting all this information for free. Please try to watch the video so you can learn this process. So if your fiance is a naturalized American, Hannah, all he needs to submit is the passport, biographic page, and the naturalization, a photograph of the copy of the naturalization certificate. That's it. Durin Sereni, what about NVC timeframe? Do you think things will speed up? Yeah, things are going to speed up, but you got to give the immigration folks time to train. Okay, they got to get trained up. I don't want somebody who's totally clueless processing your K1 visas. I want them to be under instruction for 6 months. I want them to learn for 6 months on the job training how to do a K-1 visa, an adjudication, before they set them loose on you guys. So you don't get RFEs, which are not required. Like your immigration attorney said, you're going to get an RFE because you didn't include his birth certificate. Baloney. If he proves citizenship, that's all that's required. Okay. American citizen, there you go. He qualifies for the benefit. Let's see. Ren S. Me and my fiance got a ring finger tattoo. Excellent. Okay. Ooh, didn't that hurt? Ding, ding, digging in there. Ooh, the needles. Oh, I'm sure that hurt. But what a dedication. Let me see. It came out to be a beautiful timeline of pics. Durim Sereni. Fantastic. Ren S. As our engagement rings and added pics to my I-129 29. Yeah. When I bought an engagement ring for Karina here in Florida, right down the road, in this jeweler down the road. I bought her an engagement ring. I didn't tell her about it. I brought it to Colombia, asked her to marry me. She gladly said yes, because first we were best friends. We were best friends. Now we're going to be man and wife. It's our relationship is rock solid. Okay. So I bought her an engagement ring. I took a picture of it with my cell phone. I took it and I got the receipt when I paid for the ring, and I made a copy of the receipt, and I whited out the cost. I don't want Karina to see how much it costs. It's not an immigration's business how much it costs. So I then made a photocopy of the copy that I made where I whited out the cost, and I took a picture, and then I proposed to Karina in Bogota, and then I took a picture of me putting the ring on her finger. And I included all that in the K-1 visa package. That's evidence of an impending marriage right there. That's evidence of an impending marriage. That's wedding plans, including an engagement ring and the receipt and a photo of the engagement ring on your beneficiary's finger is considered wedding plans, okay? Let's see. We've got lots of questions, guys. Pete B. When you take a picture with your iPhone with location services turned on, it gives a date. Okay, great. Time and location. Fantastic. We use that for our I-129 application. Work for USCIS. There you go, Pete B. Good info. See, you watch this channel. You're learning from each other. You learn from me. You learn from each other how to do this. Okay? The goal is a successful K-1 visa application approval with 0 RFEs. That's the goal of the channel, right? Get a K-1 visa adjudicated, get it approved without an RFE. Ren S. Yes, I went back in my photos as all the pics taken during both trips were used by my phone. There you go, Ren S. So, I had 500 pictures on my phone. I had no memory on my phone. My memory was like all tied up. So I downloaded all the pictures to my computer here on my laptop, and then I named all the pictures, and then I transferred them to a disk. So then I deleted them off my phone and deleted them off my computer and saved them on a disk. They're right here. There it is. This right here is Karina and Jeff, Sebastian, photos, 2021, 2022. And look, I got 4 discs with 1,000 pictures. And then if immigration want to see more pictures, which they're not going to ask anymore, I'm ready to go. Let's see here. Daggy. Good morning, Diego. Daggy. Hey, Daggy. How are you? Ren S. Do you think my case has a chance to get approved? I was married 8 years ago and my ex-husband was deported. Okay, that's not your problem. And then 6 years ago, I got a divorce and I did add my divorce decree to my I-129. Okay, I was married to a foreign national, okay? And then she decided she wanted to be in America. She didn't like she was scared of the hurricanes. The weather was too hot for her. She didn't like the clothes, the food, the TV. She didn't want to learn how to drive. She was totally a fish out of water in the United States of America. It was, you watch videos on TV, Hollywood movies about the United States, and then when you actually get here, it's a totally different experience. And she couldn't handle it. She asked to go back home. And then I took her home to her mom's house. And then after that, she decided she wanted to come back. Now she was my wife, right? So I did the spousal visa. During the spousal visa, I got a letter from immigration saying she was being adjudicated for deportation because she didn't file her 2-year green card lifting of conditions. Well, she's already in her home country, so that letter was irrelevant, okay? But all of that information I included in my K-1 visa package, the documentation, and it has absolutely no bearing on your new K-1 visa package, other than the fact that you are allowed only 2 K-1 visas in a 2-year period. Immigration checked to see when my first marriage was, okay? It was 2016 was when the K-1 visa was approved. My second one was approved in 2023, right now, this year. So that's what, plenty of time passed. So don't worry about, your ex-husband was deported for criminal law. Okay. Well, he is not your problem. Okay. And it will not affect your K-1 visa package. Just so long as the person that filed for your sponsor, the person you filed for the new sponsor, 2 years have gone by since your last K-1. That's all that, and 2 years has passed, and your ex is now in his home country, so you're not responsible for him financially or any other way. So you're good. So just relax, okay? I have no criminal record, and he was my only marriage. Ran S, you're good. He was deported 21 years ago. You're fine. Perfectly good. Antonio, what are good examples of strong ties to your country? Okay, well, you have $10,000 in your bank account, strong ties for a beneficiary, okay? Let me get these questions real quick up here. I'm missing Binny Yao. Hey, Diego, do they need a copy of my U.S. passport and my fiance's visa embassy interview? Yes, they do. Yes, they will immigrate. Binny Yao, you need to make a copy of your U.S. passport, the biographic page. It's important that they have that. Yes. Ren S. Also, I recently made wedding invitations and saved the date wedding cards. Very good. You created a date for the wedding, September 7th, 2024, as your due date for immigration. That's okay. You're estimating. I'm in constant contact with my wedding officiant. My wedding officiant for Karina and I is Captain Bill. Captain Bill. Daggy, hold on, Daggy. I got lots of questions. I'm getting to you. Daggy, I read somewhere here on YouTube that the couple asked for Social Security number after arrival using I-94 and received it a couple of weeks later. Is that true? No, that's not true. That's impossible. Okay. USCIS will file for your Social Security number for your beneficiary. It takes a couple of months. Okay. Not a couple of weeks. Maybe they meant a couple of months. So you can go to the Social Security office and with your I-94 and a photocopy of your K-1 visa proving legal entry into the United States, but you're going to need the I-94 and the copy of the K-1 visa, and go to the Social Security office in your hometown and ask them. And what they're going to say to you is, have you adjusted status? Have you adjusted your status? And you're going to respond, oh, yeah, we've adjusted our status. Okay, then they're going to say to you, when you get your green card, come back and get your Social Security number if it's not sent to you. So it takes a couple of months, okay? So, Daggy, that information is totally false. Ren S. Recently, I sent my lawyer who was helping me for my K-1 visa. I sent him receipts and pics of all the gifts I brought for my fiance and his daughter in colored prints. Okay, plus I brought my wedding dress. Very good, Ren S. That's great. But my question is, why are you giving this information to your lawyer? Why can't you do this yourself? This is an easy process. Do it yourself. Joe Atala. Good afternoon, Diego. Joe, high five. Ren S. Saved all your receipts. Yes. Benny Yao. You got it, Benny Yao? You need a copy of your passport, okay? Please get that to your beneficiary. My ex-husband was deported. Okay, Ren S., you're good. Forget about him. Boo, he's gone. Forget about him. Renal. Hey, Diego, would you advise to do I-129F over having the fiance visit and adjust the status? How would you advise to do it over? Well, once you've submitted it, you've submitted it. Then you just got to wait for an RFE if you don't think you did it right. And if you messed it up completely, they'll just send it back to you, and then you can redo it. They're not going to block you if you messed it up. They'll just send it back. Okay? The only time they'll deny the K-1 visa is if they uncover criminal activity. If you didn't meet each other face-to-face within 2 years, if you don't qualify for the benefit. If you don't qualify, you won't get it. And they keep your money. So would I advise to do it over? No. You just, if you've submitted it, now you just got to wait and see what happens. Okay. Let's see. Antonio, like I said, what are examples of strong ties to your country? Well, $10,000 or more in your bank. You belong to a church, or you have property, you own a house in your home country. Let's take example of Karina. Karina was a tax accountant for a big company in Venezuela. And she owns a house in Venezuela. So it's her house, paid for. She paid it off. Okay? But the economy and the political climate in Venezuela is horrible. Karina's a free person. She likes to be free. She likes to be able to put gas in her car. She likes to be able to go to the groceries and buy food, get medical, and have water, electricity, and internet, and cell phone. And that kind of stuff is hard to get in Venezuela. So she gave her house to her mom. Hey, Mom, here's the keys. I can't live in Venezuela anymore. I don't want to be under this communist dictatorship. I want to be free. And Colombia is a free country like the United States. So she relocated to Colombia. She's happy as a clam. Now she's going to marry me, and she's going to move it to America, probably by the end of this year. How about that? Let's see. So strong examples of ties to your country is real estate, money in the bank, family ties, belonging to your church, things like that. Daggy, I answered your question. Ren S, I paid him 90%, 98%. Well, okay. Don't pay him anymore. If you got questions, ask me, and I'll give you the answer for free. I won't charge you the thousands and thousands of dollars. I'll give it to you from the kindness of my heart, because I know this is such a difficult process for a lot of people. And I want to help you. Okay? You got it. I'll help you. You didn't want to make any mistakes on your application on the K-1, Ren S. Okay. Well, it's only a 13-page document. It's 13 pages. And it asks you what's your name, where did you live, your date of birth, your passport number, what's your nicknames, other names used, have you been married before, have you been divorced before? Okay. So don't stress out this process, guys, okay? Don't. It's easy. But I understand why you used an attorney. You were a little scared of making a mistake. I understand that. Ren S, my ex-husband is dead to me. He's history. Ren S, he's gone. Forget. If you have any memories of him in your house, throw them in the trash. Burn them, pictures, whatever. Get rid of it. It's gone. Okay? And you applied for his status 21 years ago. Okay, you're good. Forget about him. Focus on your new husband. Focus on now, right now. My name will still be in immigration. Yes, your name, Ren S, is still in immigration, but you did nothing wrong. My name is all over USCIS. My name is everywhere in immigration. K1 2016, CR1 2018, IR1 2019, and then that didn't work out. Okay, so I had to terminate all that. Now, new K1 visa 2022 with Karina. Okay, I'm all over USCIS. They got a file like this on me, but guess what? My K1 visa was approved for the second time. Renault, I wrongly asked my question, Diego. I meant to ask between someone filing for I-129F and another having his fiance visit the U.S. They get married, they adjust status. What process is better? Don't do that. If somebody comes to the United States on a tourist visa and then gets married, that could be misconstrued as visa fraud. It could. It could be. A lot of people, they get their B2 visa, they jump on a plane, they marry their girlfriend or whatever, boyfriend, and they love each other. The relationship is real, but immigration will see that as immigration fraud. Possibly. Will they block the visa, the green card? It depends on what evidence they provide when they adjust the status. So I don't recommend get your K-1 visa, wait out the time. Do it the right way. Okay, Ren S., that is why you hired a lawyer. You're good. No problem. I can understand why you did it. Ren S., I've used your videos for months. My lawyer isn't helpful as I am. Ren S., I'm glad that you're finding the videos are helpful. Okay, if you guys know anybody else that's going through this process, send them to the channel. Have them look at the videos before they spend all the money on the immigration folks. Now, I'm not saying immigration attorneys are bad. They're not bad. Okay, but they do a good job. But I don't want them touching my case. Okay, I want my RFEs and my letters, NOA1s and my NOA2s and everything coming to me. I know how to do this process. I know how to fill out a 13-page document. I know how to spell my name. Okay, I know what my social security number is. I know how to do this. So I did it twice. Boom, approval. Hannah, Ren S. We share a 21-year-old son. Okay, well, your son will always be your son. And your son is your blood, and stay together. Stick together. Stick with your son. Okay? Hannah, if the petition K-1 is still on process at USCIS and the beneficiary changed her address, okay, no big deal. From her work country to her home country. Okay, how do I relocate her interview at the U.S. Embassy at her home country? Well, when you get the welcome letter from the NVC, you email the NVC and tell them, and in the subject line of the email, you're going to say, I want to change my embassy consular adjudication from this embassy to this embassy because my beneficiary has moved from this country to this country. Okay? And then what you do is you tell them that. It's not hard to do. And then when you fill out the DS-160, you're going to fill out the you're going to do the DS-160 once you get the ready status from the embassy. So first you got to let the NVC know the new embassy for the new country, okay? And you do it on the welcome letter. Don't waste your time sending emails to USCIS. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to go to your package. They're not going to look for it. They don't have time. Wait till it gets to the NVC and change it through an email, okay? And in the subject line of the email, you're going to put in there the case number from the NVC. When they send you the welcome letter, include all that and identify your beneficiary by her name, her date of birth, the NOA2 alien number, this number they're going to put on the NOA2 letter, etc. It's easy to change. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Yenla Jasmine. Hello, Diego. I like the I want to believe UFO poster. Yeah. Picture in the picture frame in the background. I also want to believe that the NVC typeline won't be 12 months as it took my NOA2 letter. No, it's going to speed up. Yeah, that was a gift from my friend. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz. I retired from the Navy. Then I retired from Mercedes-Benz. I worked for Mercedes-Benz for a long, long time, 15 years. And I got ready to leave, and he gave it to me as a gift. You know, I want to believe I'm going to sell a car today. I want to believe in whatever you want to believe in, believe it, and it will happen. Okay. It's just a motivation. Ren S., I really do appreciate you. Ren S., we're here for you. I'm here for you. Karina's here for you. Ren S., for the past 6 years, I haven't spoken to my ex-husband, blocked him from all angles, and destroyed all evidence of my past marriage. Very good. That's the way to do it. Boom. Block, shred, burn, forget. Okay? Totally forget it and move on. Life is too short to be looking back. Okay? Don't be looking in the rearview mirror. Look in the windshield in front of you and go forward with everything in your life. Joe Atala, do you think it's a problem if we didn't include engagement picture? No, it's not a problem. I include a lot of pictures since 2018 in public with family and friends. No, it's no problem if you didn't include the engagement picture or anything like it. It's not required but make sure you bring that information to the visa interview. Okay. your beneficiary needs to say, but don't wear the engagement ring to the interview. Keep it in the box, okay? Keep it in the box. Bring it to the embassy interview and say, hey, look, this is my engagement ring from my sponsor. How beautiful. But don't put it on your finger. You don't want the immigration officer thinking you guys got married, okay? So that's the way to do it. So it's not a problem, Joe. Ren S, you really do even send your videos to Accra, Ghana. Yeah, I hope you like the video. Ren S, soon my lawyer will be working on my I-34. It's not affidavit of support. Ren S, it's not called an affidavit of support. It's called Declaration of Financial Support. And it's I-134, okay? And the paper is what, 13 pages to fill out? And it's easy to do. It's easy to do. I made a video about it. Watch the video on how to fill out an I-134, Declaration of Financial Support. Watch the video twice, and you can do it yourself. Luna, I'm the beneficiary from Colombia. Okay. I was in Venezuela without visa for 6 months, 14 years ago, and my baby was born. She was registered in Colombian embassy in Caracas. It would be a problem. No, it's not a problem, Luna. Okay. So you are from Colombia. Okay. Beautiful Colombia. And you are in Venezuela without a visa for 6 months. Okay. Well, no problem. 14 years ago, your baby was born in where was your baby born? In Colombia or in Venezuela? No. Oh, so your baby was born in Venezuela. So you went to the Colombian embassy in Caracas and registered the baby's birth. Okay, you're good. So your baby is Colombian. You're Colombian, your baby's Colombian, and now you're going to marry an American and you're going to come live in America. You just got to make sure that you get a police certificate from Venezuela and Colombia, and you're good to go. That's it. Piece of cake, Luna. Make sure you get a police certificate from Venezuela and Colombia, and you're perfectly fine. Soon you're going to be in America, right? Bienvenidos. Estados Unidos. Renes, as per his request and bank account and bank statement and paycheck stubs, all for 2022. Yeah, you're going to need all your financial information. Renes been with my current job for 2.5 years. Okay, good. But today I'm fed up and want to change my job. Wait till the immigration process is over with. When your immigration process is over with, Renes, then change your job, but not right now, okay? When you go to your visa, when the visa interview goes through the process, you fill out your I-134 Declaration of Financial Support, you don't want to change jobs right now. Even if you hate your job, wait it out. GS, are you an attorney, lawyer snooping on Diego? I'm sure there's attorneys that watch the channel to see what I'm saying, and that's fine. They're welcome to watch the channel. I got no problem with attorneys. I just wanted to, I just think this process is so easy. You guys don't need to pay for this service. But if you want to, I understand. Go ahead, but you don't have to. Renes, I will make the same or a little more. Okay, Renes, don't change jobs right now. It won't ruin your I-134 if you change jobs, but I don't recommend you do that right now. You want to show continuity in your life. Stick with your job and wait till he gets to the United States and you file the adjustment of status and then that's on the way. Then do your change. Well, if he's a helpful attorney, Ren S, then stick with him. It's good. I got no problem with immigration attorneys. I just got a problem with them taking your money because I know this process is so easy. The only time you really need an immigration attorney is if you have a criminal record and you want to get an opinion on whether you qualify for the benefit or not. That's it. Then you need an attorney. Or if you get a denial, your visa gets denied, and immigration gives you a denial letter and you don't agree with it, then get an attorney to fix it. Okay. Benny Yao. Hi, Diego. Since I'm heading to visit my fiance next week, I remember for 3 weeks, right? Can I just leave her a pre-filed I-134 even before she gets scheduled for the embassy interview? I'm hoping to get approved next week. No, don't do that, because the I-134 is going to expire July 31st. On July 31st, next month, the I-134 Declaration of Financial Support is going to expire. The form's going to be no good. So what you need to do is perhaps to bring the I-134 with you, print it and bring it with you, sign it if you want, but don't use it for the embassy interview because it's going to expire. You're going to have to get her another one, okay? But you can print it, sure. Print it, sign it, give it to her. She has a copy of it, but don't use that form for the embassy interview if it's expired. You're going to get a denial on the visa. GS, I'm joking. Ran S. Sorry if I offended my friend Jen and GS and Ran S. Shake hands, everybody's friends. Yenli Jasmine, Diego, I know you already tackled the topic of the beneficiaries that are both approved for K1 and the humanitarian parole. Now, humanitarian parole is a Declaration of Financial Support I-134A. That is done online. So if you want to file for humanitarian parole for your beneficiary, you're going to use I-134A online if you're from Venezuela, Haiti, Nicaragua. Okay, but don't use that as a ticket for a marriage. Don't file for humanitarian parole, bring him to the United States and get married, because that's visa fraud. Don't do that. Bring him here on the K1. Karina's from Venezuela. I could have brought her to the United States on a humanitarian parole in 40 days. But we're not going to do that because that's not good, because she doesn't need parole. She got asylum in Colombia. We just follow the rules. If you follow the rules with immigration, you'll get your visa, you'll get your green card, you'll get your citizenship. Boom, boom, boom. You just got to wait it out. Yenli, for religious background, if I travel to the U.S. under humanitarian patrol program while waiting for NVC welcome letter, I still have to get married. I still have to get married to live with my future wife, the petitioner. Just follow the rules of immigration, guys. Ren S, I do understand about my job, but recently I got a better job, which is offer is willing. Ren S, if you got a better job with more money, take it. Okay, and then on the I-134 Declaration of Financial Support, on page 13, there's an area in the back where you can give an explanation about your job and say in there, I was offered a better paying job in a better position on this day, and I took it. And here I work now. This is my new job. I would do it in that case. So get more money. If you get paid more money, then go for it. But you got to explain it on the I-134. Hopefully your attorney knows to do that. If he doesn't, tell him. Luna, I cannot get the police document from Venezuela because I did not have a visa when I was in Venezuela. I'm worried because they said you need it for every country you were in. Okay. So you cannot get your police certificate from Venezuela because you didn't have a visa. So so then you were in Venezuela for 5 months, right? And had your baby. You were on vacation in Venezuela. You had your baby. And then you returned back to Colombia, which is your home of record, your home country. So all you need is a police certificate from Colombia, right? You were in Venezuela for a short, you were only there for a vacation where you had your baby, correct? And then you explain that to the immigration officer. I went on to Venezuela on vacation and had my baby there. I was getting ready to give birth to my child, and I couldn't travel back to Colombia because it was a medical condition that you couldn't travel. Boom, you're good to go. No more worries, okay? You'll be fine. If you can't get a police certificate from Venezuela, then you were there for less than 6 months. You couldn't travel back to Colombia because you were pregnant and you didn't want to jeopardize the baby. So you had the baby there, registered the birth at the embassy in the Colombian embassy, as required. You didn't break any laws, and you came back to Colombia. Perfect. And you'll be fine. Relax. The United States government understands that Venezuela is a country ran by a dictator, and there are things that happen that are beyond your control. Okay? Sometimes there are things that are beyond your control. If you have an expired passport, Luna, from Venezuela, you can still travel on it to the United States. The U.S. government does not like Maduro. Okay? He's a dictator, he's a communist, and he does not treat the people well. So the U.S. government has put in place a process where you can still get your visa. Okay? So remember, you were in Venezuela for less than 6 months. You couldn't travel because of your baby. You didn't want to jeopardize the baby. You had the baby. You registered the birth with the Colombian embassy. And now you're back in Colombia and life goes on. And all you need is a Colombian police certificate. Ren S, I'll do what you said on the I-134. Yeah, you have to explain to immigration on page 13, there's a little blocks back there where you can write extra stuff and say, well, I just got a new job on this day. The pay is significantly more, and this was a good this business decision on my part, and here it is. And then if you can get a letter from your boss writing to attest to that fact that you now work for this person, get an employer letter saying that you now work for him or her, and this is the address, and this is your estimated annual income, and bring that to the embassy interview with your I-134, then that'll cover you, and you're good. Ren S, thanks a ton for answering, no problem. Hannah, when you marry Karina in the USA, woohoo! You will marry her in the court to continue the process in order to get her green card. When you will apply for I-485, you will do it by yourself without an attorney. Hannah, I am going to adjust Karina's status to green card holder by myself. The I-485 is the easy paperwork. Okay, it's easy, just like the K-1 visa package is easy. The adjustment of status paperwork is easy. We'll get married by our wedding officiant on the beach. Here's what we're going to do. We'll fly to the United States. We'll go to Miami, get to our home place here. I'll go to the county courthouse or the county service center, get the marriage certificate. I got to wait 3 days. There's a 3-day wait before you can get married. 3 days passes. I call my wedding officiant up, Captain Bill. Hey, Captain Bill. Okay, we're ready to get married. Okay, what day, where, blah, blah. Okay, we set the day. I'll drive to Navarre Beach with Karina, meet Captain Bill. We'll get married. He'll do his thing. He'll sign the marriage certificate. He'll give it to me. I'll bring it back to the service center and turn in the marriage certificate. And then the county will then process it as being married in Santa Rosa County. She's my wife. And then I will make a copy of the marriage certificate. I'll pay for a copy. They'll certify it, and I'll include the marriage certificate in the adjustment of status paperwork, along with the I-94, legal entry into the United States, the NOA2 letter, the NVC welcome letter, a copy of her passport, my passport, all the photos of our wedding on the beach. She's going to be on the electric bill, the water bill, the gas bill. She's going to be on the title to my car. She's going to be on the deed to the house. She's going to be on my military health insurance. She's going to get a military ID card. I'll make a copy of that. She's going to be on the homeowners association. I'm going to get her a CVS card. I'm going to get her a member of Sam's Club. I'm going to put her on my credit card as a co-owner, even though she doesn't have a social security number yet. And I'm going to put all this stuff together in the adjustment of status paperwork, write a check out, pay the fee, and send it. And I'm going to do all this within 90 days before the I-94 expires, which is the legal entry into the United States. Did you hear what I just said? Rewind the video when I get done and listen to all the things that I just said on adjustment of status. And Karina will not need another visa interview with an immigration officer. It's going to be such a powerful adjustment of status application package. Immigration is not going to waste their time or tax dollars interviewing Karina because they know we're real. Let's see. Ren S. Hannah 101, hello. Do you know if June cases are being processed? Not yet. I haven't seen any yet. I'm watching, guys. I haven't seen any. So I'm sure the people in June are getting pretty frustrated and angry and frustrated and angry and sad because they aren't seeing any NOA2 letters yet. But it's only the 4th of June, guys. I think probably in the next week, you'll see June getting adjudicated. Lissy D. I want to tell, hi Diego, I want to tell everyone, don't delay on medicals. The embassy moved my fiance interview a week sooner without warning. Thank goodness he did his medical 3 weeks early. There you go, Lissy D. Get your medical exam done first would be the solution, right? Ren S. And as for the person who called me an attorney in hiding, no skin. Okay, well let's pretend we're all attorneys, okay, and we're all trying to get each other our K1 visas approved. Well, this YouTube channel isn't for attorneys. It's for regular folks like you and I who know how to do this, and we're going to help each other. Okay, it's not a difficult process. Let's see. Create a change of status video. I've made a video on how to adjust status and how to do it. I can make a new one. God's Power Thomas. Hello, Diego. I've got my DKR letter from NVC. Your welcome letter, I'm assuming. And I filed DS-160 form, but no reply from the embassy for me to pay the visa fee. The telephone numbers are switched off. Yeah, they switched them off because they're trying to process visas. So you got your welcome letter. And did you get your ready status? Do you have your ready status? Do you have permission from the embassy to start processing your visa? You remember, you got to wait for the embassy ready status before you do any of this, okay? Check for that first. Ren S, I'll only be having a simple court wedding. Well, we're going to have a simple beach wedding, right? Unless it's pouring rain. And if there's a hurricane coming this way, Karina's used to when Karina used to live in Venezuela near the beach, she's used to hot weather, okay? She's a beach girl. She's used to bad storms, lightning storms. There's a town in Venezuela that is the most dangerous place in the world for lightning strikes. She's used to all this, the scary weather of Florida because it's no different from Venezuela, okay? So she's good to go. She's ready to get started her life here with me in Florida. It's really no different from Venezuela other than the fact we speak English here and we have water, medicine, electricity, and somewhat of a free government. I say that lightly. We have somewhat of a free government, okay? But we're a lot better off here than the poor people in Venezuela, who we love to death. We love our friends in Venezuela dearly. I wish I could wave a magic wand and fix their country, but I can't. Brandon Vance. Hello, Brother Diego and Sister Karina. I hope you are doing well. We are doing fantastic, Brandon. I hope you are doing well and your family too. M.I. Iran. Hi, Diego. Hi, M.I. Iran. In beautiful Iran, to our friends in Iran, we love you guys. Your government, not so much, but we love you guys. We love the people from Iran. And we send you our best wishes. And we very much hope you are free one day also in your beautiful country. Let's see. Ren S, I wish you and her a great, beautiful wedding on the beach. Well, thanks, Ren S. We're going to make a video about it. You guys are all invited to our beach wedding. And if you can't make it to the wedding, we'll make a video, YouTube video about it. So you are all join in and you can see it. Benny Yao, hopefully they'll clear April 2022 next week. Oh, yeah, they're going to probably by next week, they'll have to April and May. Not May, no, May, no. April, sure. By next week, April should be all cleared out. Luna in Colombia. Which documents the beneficiary from Colombia need to bring to USA in order to get married in the courthouse? Okay, Luna, you're going to need your passport. and your birth certificate. But primarily, all you need is your passport, your Colombian passport. They just want to get married in the United States, Luna. That you just got to prove who you are, and you can do that with your passport. Okay, that's it. It's very easy. Ren S, your positivity is extremely important for people like me who are going through all this alone. Ren S, you're not going through this alone. Karina and I and everybody watching this channel are going to help you through it. And if you have a question, if you get, if you're like a little stressed out, send me a message in YouTube and I'll talk to you about it. Okay? You're going to get through this. We're going to help you. Karina and I are going to help you. And let's see here. Big hugs from GS to Ren S. So we got hugs going on in here. That's good, GS. Ren. Diego, I have a question. How much do I have a chance to receive my welcome letter in 2 months? It takes 3 months from NOA2 Iran. Doesn't matter what country, whether you're in beautiful Iran or beautiful Iraq or beautiful Colombia, it's a 3-month process. Let's see. Ren asked, but to have a human who is in the same boat, we're in the same boat as you guys. Exactly the same boat. And there's no water coming in. The water is not. The water's outside. The boat is sailing strong. Okay? Everything's good. Let's see. Daniel Ward, October 2024. When and how do I add her to the application? We are exactly 1 year behind you, April 18th, 2023. How do you mean add her to the application? Daniel, so you filed a K-1 visa package for your beneficiary? She's in the package. That's where you put her in. So how do you mean add her to the application? I'm not fully understanding your question, Daniel. Ren S, you have a lot of proof of your relationship, Diego. You don't. Yes, you do. Sure you do. You'll be fine. I just have a different process. Everybody's visa is different. Everybody has a different process. Your fiance's daughter needs to be coming in as a K2 on the I-129F, Daniel. When you filed the I-129F, your fiance's daughter's name, if she's under 21, needs to be on that I-129F as a derivative, K2. Okay? So she should already be on the paperwork. So that way, when you go to the K1, the visa interview at the embassy, the daughter will accompany the mom and hopefully you. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, Ren S, as I've only met him twice in the life and known him for 2.5 years. You're good. You don't have to have a bunch of receipts. You got to have receipts. Not if you the more the better, but submit what you have. Just provide what you got. Okay? Just provide what you got. Airline tickets, very important. Boarding passes, airline tickets, gifts, receipts for that. Okay? Hotel receipts, dinner dates. If you're in his home country, use your credit card if you can. If you get a credit card that doesn't have a foreign transaction fee on it. Call logs. There you go. You know the routine, Ren. You're going to be just fine. Relax, okay? Come on, trip me up with some questions, guys. I'm going to help you get through this process. Daniel, your fiance's daughter, your future stepdaughter, needs to be on the I-129F paperwork when you submitted the K-1 visa, okay, to the Dallas lockbox. Daniel Ward, excellent. No big deal. They asked such little information about her daughter. Yeah, don't worry. No, your stepdaughter to be is a derivative, okay? She's the tag along on the visa. So you're going to have a DS-160 for her, for your beneficiary, for her daughter. You're going to pay a visa fee for her and the daughter. Your stepdaughter to be needs a passport, unexpired passport. Birth certificate translated into English by a certified translator. Things like that for the visa interview. Joshua Odumfa, hi Diego, can you please advise, because myself and fiance just received RFE for additional evidence for I-129F. What do you advise? What was the RFE for? Joshua, getting an RFE is no big deal as long as you got the evidence to provide immigration that they asked for. Now remember, the number one reason for an RFE is meeting in face-to-face in person within 2 years. Immigration, if they don't see any evidence that you met each other in person, immigration will send you an RFE. Please provide boarding passes, plane tickets, passport visa stamps, photographs that you guys met each other in the last 2 years. If you can't provide that information, your visa will be denied. Bini Yao, do we need to provide further proof of relationship for the embassy interview as well? Yes, you need to provide evidence of your continued relationship. Okay, print a few chats from your chat log, from WhatsApp or wherever you chat from. Get more pictures together. Make sure you're sending her some money every month. Keep the Western Union receipts as evidence of continued financial support. Things like that. Yes, you will have to provide extra evidence of a continued relationship. More than likely, what they will ask you for at the embassy interview is, when was the last, this is what they'll do. They'll ask you this question, Bini Yao, to your beneficiary. When was the last time you saw your sponsor? And how much time did you spend together? That's how they're going to adjudicate it in a question. When was the last time you saw your sponsor and at the interview? And how long have you been together? I mean, when was the last time you saw your sponsor and how long did he stay with you? How much time have you spent with each other since you've received your NOA2 letter? Antonio, Juanita, so she can obtain a police certificate in Venezuela? There's no reason for her to get one because she was there less than 6 months and she had her baby there. Let's see. Antonio, why is the Philippine government so strict? The Philippine government is strict because, are you talking about retiring to the Philippines, to live in the Philippines, or to let Filipinos leave the Philippines to come live in America? Because you got to go through a class before a Philippine national can leave to the Philippines. They have to go through a class to prepare the Philippine national for life in a foreign country, whether it's in the United States, Singapore, Thailand, doesn't matter what country, but they have to go through a class to prepare the Filipino mind for adjusting from Filipino life to life in a new country. So it's to help the citizens. If that answers the question, it's just to be helpful. It's a little bit overreach because I'm sure our Philippine friends are more than capable of moving from the Philippines to the United States without any government interference from the Philippine government. They don't need a class to tell them how to live a new life in the United States. That's why they're getting married to an American. Okay, so, but the government's just trying to care for its people, that's all. A little bit overreach. Let's see. From Ren S, does RFE lower your chances of being approved? No, Ren S. An RFE increases your chances of getting approved because the government, USCIS, Homeland Security, are asking you for information to help you get your visa. If it was a hindrance, they would just deny it right away. They wouldn't even send the RFE. The only way an RFE will become a problem is if immigration asks you for documentation and you don't have it. You know, let's suppose you get an RFE, you forgot to include, let's say, the birth certificate of the sponsor, and you got to prove U.S. citizenship. You get an RFE, we need your birth certificate, Mr. Sponsor. You send a long form birth certificate, notarized to immigration. Boom. There you go. Immigration sees you an American citizen, your visa gets approved. You could get an RFE. Do you have any wedding plans in place? Because you did not include your letter of intent to get married. You need 2 letters of intent to get married, one from the beneficiary, one from the sponsor. If you don't include a letter of intent to get married, you're going to get an RFE. Where's your wedding plans? Where's your letter of intent to get married? Okay. So if you forgot to include a letter of intent to get married, be ready for an RFE. Get your letter of intent to get married now. Get the letter ready now. Just don't date it. So when you get the RFE, you can sign it and date it and send it back. And then your visa gets approved. Pyong Hyena. Let me see. Hold on. Lots of questions, guys. Let me back up a little bit. So no RNS and RFE doesn't lower your chances of getting your visa approved. Joshua, Diego, my fiance, has severe anxiety disorder, so she was unable to travel to be with me in person. So your fiance, so you're talking about your sponsor. Your sponsor has anxiety disorder and cannot travel to be with you in your country, in your home country, but you got to meet each other face to face to qualify for the visa. Okay? In order to qualify for the visa, you have to be within each other's physical presence within 2 years before filing the K1 visa. Got to be. Has to happen. Immigration normally don't even take a religious exemption. They don't. They just deny the visa. Okay? So Joshua, you guys have to be face to face with each other in the physical presence of each other within 2 years before filing the K1 visa. Jacob, wait, it's okay if I'm waiting to travel to the Philippines for my welcome letter, so I won't be there since getting my NOA2 letter until the interview. Jacob, you can go to the Philippines anytime you want, but what I would do is wait until the visa interview is scheduled, the medical exam is done, and everything isn't ready to go, then jump on a plane. And I think Americans, I believe, have a 30-day visa for the Philippines, and then they can extend it 30 days at a time. Daniel, thanks again, Diego. Do you think approval for daughter will be within the October time frame? Okay, Daniel, your stepdaughter will be given her K1 visa and her K2 visa with her mom's K1 visa at the same time. They get approved at the same time. Daniel, I live in Atlanta. My fiance is in Burma, by the way. Burma, beautiful Burma. Yeah, beautiful Burma. Yeah, Daniel. K1, K2 visas get adjudicated at the same time. Schedule the visa interview, pay the visa fee, get the medical exam done, then fly to Burma and bring your family back to America. That's the way to do it. Jetty Edmund, what am I supposed to do after I receive my NOA2? You wait for 3 months, Jedidiah. Wait 3 months for your welcome letter from the National Visa Center. Okay? Wait 3 months. That's what you're going to do now. You're going to be doing this. Waiting, and you're going to get in the documents ready for your beneficiary's visa interview. Start looking at the documents that you need to get ready. Angel Take, hi Diego, do you have any information on wait time for Jamaica? Okay, let's see. This will be my last question, guys, because I've been talking 1 hour and 27 minutes on this beautiful Sunday. So let me look up Jamaica. And it's in alphabetical order. We're looking Jamaica. Now, I fly over Jamaica when I go to Colombia quite a lot of times. 75 to 95 days. And with that said, guys, I'm going to log off, and I will see you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time, U.S. Thanks for all your questions. And Luna, relax on your police certificate from Venezuela. You were there for 5 months. You had your baby, and you came back to Colombia. Colombia, get the police certificate from Colombia. Get the birth certificate for your baby. Get your birth certificate and your baby's birth certificate translated into English by a certified translator, and you will be fine, Miss Luna. And one more question from Hannah. The total of NOA2 is 13 months. That's right. How many months do you think left for Karina to receive her K1 visa? Okay, well, let's do it. So I say September, I get the welcome letter from the NVC. October, the embassy will receive it. And then December, I'll get the visa interview scheduled at the embassy, first week of December, second week of December. And then we'll spend Christmas in Colombia, in Bogota. First week of January, we're in America, getting married on the beach. And we will see you Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, and be patient. Be patient. You're going to get your visa, guys.